Count up, money.
Welcome to Divine Dialogue. I'm your host, Divine Powers, and I'm here with my co-host.
It's your girl, Theron. Happy Saturday and Mother's Day weekend to all.
That's right. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the mothers out there. Hey, it's my mom. How you doing out there? You're a mom yourself, Theron, so happy Mother's Day weekend. You been enjoying the weekend?
I have. We had something at the church for women yesterday, and I got to be an MC today and take pictures at another mother's event this evening.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. But you know what else is cool? We've got a guest today.
We sure do.
Oh, yeah. And he's got things popping all over the place. He's got his hand in the bag in Georgia and Jacksonville, Florida.
Duval, yes.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, he's all over. And, he's doing big things. He's the CEO of his own record label, Way Entertainment. And he's also the author of a book titled True Riches. Introducing to the show, New Typa Money. What's going on, man?
What's happening, my brother?
Hey, man, just chilling, man. Glad to have you on the show, man. Really excited to hear you. Look, I know you got a lot of things going on. I probably didn't mention them all. Outside of the book and the album that you just dropped, Personality Change 2, what else you got going on out there, brother?
Just a lot of community building. With the book, I'm actually coming up with a curriculum where not only I can start at kindergarten, but even where it goes into the college courses and even beyond college, and just have it simplified where it's can be broken down on all levels.
Okay.
It's kind of the main thing. Now, a lot of community work.
All right. With the community work, I remember you mentioning something about New Vision.
Yeah.
What exactly is New Vision? What is that?
New Vision is actually for my investors. That's his nonprofit organization. He has a nonprofit organization called New Vision out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or Wickenburg, Pennsylvania, where he has a traveling basketball team, and just taking them different places, so they can get familiar and know that there's more things than the things that they see on a daily basis. And up there's a lot of killing going on, a lot of murder.
Right.
Just really trying to take young men outside of the community and show them that there's other things, there's a better life, and also pouring into them, just verbally with the music, and help them tighten up on their verbiage and all that. It's just
facts, and we need that. Brother. That's what we really need. Oh yeah.
Your name, New Typa Money. How'd you come up with your name, New Typa Money? Explain that.
A New Typa Money is it's kind of a long story. I'm gonna try to summarize it. Like in the streets, I had the name E Money, which kind of stood for easy money. So when I got on my spiritual journey, 2012, March 28, everything that was going on at that time was new for me. You know what I mean? So kind of was just seeking within, and ended up coming up with New Money, in which in turn, at that time, everybody that knew me from 2012 knew that New Money meant New Type of Money. New Money also meant the true riches. There's a lot of things wrapped up in the name New Money. And then 2017, I was kind of influenced internally to put the Typa in the middle, because New Money, when you go look it up on YouTube and all that, it's multiple people named New Money, multiple artists named New Money. Mm-hmm. So I believe the spirit influenced me to put the New Type of Money, because I am the only new TYPAMONEY in the world. My name is it means a lot. A lot is encompassed in New Type of Money, which New Type of Money is not physical, it's not tangible. It means love, joy, peace, patience, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, comprehension, overstanding, understanding. It also rolls over into the cryptocurrency space and foreign exchange, the NFTs, and it's a lot is encapsulated in the name New Type of Money. So yeah.
Okay, all right. That what's up, man. I mentioned earlier that you've reached a lot of different levels of success and a lot of different areas, and I think that's fantastic. What would you contribute the most to your success? If you had to name one thing, what would it be?
I would say seeking within and finding out who I truly was, because without that, I wouldn't necessarily be successful. I wouldn't be who I am. So this is really the summary of my book. Success to me is not what most people define success as. Like, most people define success as, a lot of money, or, you got a good job, or you sold this many records or books or this or that. But success to me was when I realized the key of life, when I cracked I would say the Da Vinci Code, when I cracked the code that everything I need was not externally outside of myself, but it was internally inside of me. That's my success. That right there, knowing that everything that I need is inside of me. It's not outside of myself.
Okay, well, what would you say to those people who question that theory and say that, well, I'm looking for money. Money's not inside of me. How do you respond to that?
Well, the reality is you don't really. I don't say you don't really need money, but you more so need an idea. Anything that is everything in the world first started with an idea. Mm-hmm. So when you look at what we call the American dollar, that was first started with an idea to create what we call physical currency. And the thing is it's like, once you tap inside of yourself, or the kingdom, or I there's so many names I could equate that to within, but it's like you start realizing that what culture teaches is backwards. Because in culture we're taught, to grind. You got to hustle, you got to grind, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. And I'm not saying that you don't have to put in the work. You definitely have to put in the work, but I realized that the work is internal. So I spent a lot of time, in the streets when I was younger, from probably the age 13, 14 to like 23, hustling and doing this and, selling not just, dope, but selling everything. I could sell anything. I'm a hustler, but I went 10 years just to realize that these things that I was chasing, once I tapped in, I didn't necessarily have to chase after these external things no more, but once I tapped in and once I found my divine purpose, it's like, you no longer have to chase the bag, but you can attract the bag. The bag is attracted to you. You attract people that you make yourself so valuable when you realize who you are and you walk in who you are. And that's where all my products come from. My music, it came from within. My book, it came from within. All this that I'm doing that people see, it came from me tapping in and finding out who I was to go into the unseen world that was inside of me and bring a product out to the seen world. And now people are attracted, like, oh man, dang, I like that what he talking about. Let me go check out the book. Like, oh, I like this music. Let me go check out the music. So I no longer have to chase after this, but now people are running after me. And because I make myself valuable and a valuable asset, that's how I make a living.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's powerful. In fact, there's something that you had said on one of your songs, and I would love for you to just elaborate on this a little bit. At the end of one of these songs, because I had the pleasure to listen to that album, Personality Change too. By the way, man, y'all need to go and get that. That's a dope album.
Actually, a mixtape is not a official album. That's kind of a mixtape.
That's a mixtape. But on one of those particular tracks, you had said that you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit? What you were saying to the listeners?
Yeah, for the most part, in life, I believe human beings are infatuated with being comfortable. Especially in society now where we live in, where everything is so convenient. If you work from home, you never have to leave your house. Really, anything you want, you can get it brought to you, and it's like it's a good thing with the advance of technology and stuff, but this stuff has also made us lazy and just comfortable in a sense. I remember back in the day, and it's kind of off time, I remember back in the day where I used to remember like everybody's phone number, but now we got these cell phones,
I know exactly what you're talking about, right? I can't remember nobody's number.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I had to get to the point where I realized, like, when you're comfortable, a lot of times that stunts your growth. Because just say, okay, if I get comfortable in the things I know or the things I think I know, then like I'm not really going to be open to other opinions, other truths, other realities. And in that space of comfortability, a lot of times it may feel or seem comfortable, but a lot of times it's really detrimental to our growth, because a lot of time that what they would call that blessing or that success or your destiny is on the other side of comfort. It's on the other side of uncomfortability. Like, you know,
Right.
Somebody may be working a job, you may be comfortable with that job. Like, okay, I've been on this job like 5 years. I'm gonna work here till I retire. But unfortunately, your success may be predicated on an idea that is within you that forces you to step out on faith and say, you know what, I could be comfortable and stay on this job, or I could trust the divine within me to put this idea to use and step outside of this job. And actually that idea may be the idea that makes you a multimillionaire. But if you stay comfortable and stay on that job or whatever the scenario or situation, you'll never reap those benefits.
Okay, well said.
Yes.
Well said. I feel you. So basically, the things that you want in life, the only way you're going to find them is outside your comfort zone.
Definitely.
Okay. How would you, I'm not sure if there's a genre for the type of style of music you do. How would you label that genre? I mean, it's not gangster rap. It's not trap music. How would you define the genre for the music that you do?
I'm actually we're working overtime to come out with our own genre, tap music, TAP MUSICK. And tap music is, I call it tap music. I like to say, you probably heard me saying some songs like, I'm not a rapper, I'm a tapper. Everybody and their mama nowadays is rapping. You know, anybody can rap. All rap is putting words together, rhyming words and making it sound good, which is cool and all, but I consider myself to be a tapper because I go beyond the surface. I go beyond the surface of my physical being, and I actually tap in. So when I say I'm tapping, I'm actually tapping into what's inside of me, and the divine within allows me to use my personal, experiences and just what some may call testimonies, and at the same time are able to be influenced by an internal source to actually not just put out the message that I want to put out, but it inspires me to put out the message that the listeners need, that the people that's listening or my fan base or following or whatever that they need. So like, people rap about anything, and I know most people, are in this music business to make money. And that's really never been my objective. I've made money, and I'm at the point where I'm actually making money from it. But man, I went years doing this just because I knew this is what I was created to do, and I believe that's why I'm experiencing so much just success at this moment, because I'm not doing this with the same motives and intentions that most people do it for, which is the fame or, to push these agendas and other stuff. I got a divine agenda.
Okay.
Now I got a question. So I know you said you started your spirituality journey back in 2012. And what made you get on that journey?
Life, and I would say I've always been a seeker. I've always been a seeker of truth. So even from a child, I've just always thought different. I've always asked questions. I used to ask so many questions that, my dad was a pastor, but he's still a pastor. My mom's a minister. They was in the church, and, but the questions that I had, even from young, nobody could answer. And not only could nobody answer, but people would get tired of me asking questions. So once I realized that external sources couldn't answer these questions, I started asking myself questions. And in turn, I realized that inside of self was where this God, or whatever name title they want to put on it, or label, was inside of me. And it went from a monologue, me talking, to an actual dialogue, and once I started getting the answers and realized what was going on, that was like at a young age. And, of course, when I turned, I got in middle school, I dibbled and dabbled in some stuff and ended up, in the streets and tapped into some other stuff, which I thought was me, but that wasn't my true identity, only to get to a place at 23 where I realized, like, dang, this me that I done created is not even me. So I was kind of forced to tap into my true identity, which is Christ, which is God, which is the all-knowing, all-seeing, everything. Nothing is hidden within. So it's like, I got here for seeking truth, really, just seeking truth.
Have you ever encountered someone who maybe have I don't know. I guess when people have different opinions, some people may get offended by because of their religious background or things of that nature. I know you're more spiritual than religious, and I'm just curious to know, like, when you go to do your speakings and things of that nature, have you ever encountered people who question what you believe or challenge that? And if so, how do you respond to them?
The thing is, I had to get to a point where I realized, at first I realized it was my truth, but then I started realizing, no, this is universal truth. And the thing is, when truth is spoken, truth resonates. You don't have to believe it, but it's going to resonate within. So I'm going to be honest, most of my opposition has been religion, Christianity. I don't really bump heads with too many others besides like, Hebrew Israelites and people that's, knowledge based. They got a lot of knowledge, but there's not a whole lot of spirit. So I've early on in my journey, I used to go back and forth with these people and all of this, but then I realized like, okay, I had to really go back within myself and realize my approach, like, because most of the time their approach is trying to prove that I'm wrong and they're right. And my approach was never to prove that I'm right. My approach always have been to, like, open up your mind, like, expand. Because like I said previously, if your thought process or your belief is never challenged, you'll never grow. Mm-hmm. So that's right. You can never get to a point where you feel like, oh, this is it, this is the only way, and the way that you doing it is wrong. Like, so I had to grow into this level that I am now, where I can sit down with anybody. I can sit down with a Buddhist, I can sit down with a Hindu, I can sit down with an atheist, I can sit down with a Christian, I can sit down with a Muslim, or anybody that believes anything, because at the same time, and this took time too, I'm well versed, so I've studied multiple religions, so I can talk their language, and at the same time, the divine has given me a universal language in where I can speak their language, but at the same time, put it in the context where they have no choice but to acknowledge that what I'm saying is truth. Because the thing is, if you're looking at me, you're gonna miss it anyway. If you're looking based on what I'm saying or based on what you've been taught, and that's my main thing. Like, I believe that's what I'm here in this world to do, to challenge people's thinking. Like, okay, why do you believe that? Why do you call yourself this? Why do you call God this? Right, did you put that from within, or did somebody else tell you that? Or did it, why do you believe what you believe? I'm not trying to say that you're wrong or right, but ask yourself these questions.
Right. So I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you to go search for yourself.
Yeah, go deeper, because most people that believe whatever they believe, they got their belief systems from external sources. And that's even the books. A lot of people believe what they believe because of the Bible, because of the Quran, because of the, multiple tablets or African proverbs or different scrolls or whatever, like, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. And I don't knock any of that, because like I say, I studied so many religions where through the divine within me, I was able to pick apart that there was truth in every religion, but there's also lies. So what I was able to do was just take the truth from everything, and like my mama say, I chewed up the meat and spit out the bone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Separate the meat from the bone. Oh yeah. Hey man, well look, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, because I know how much important time is to everybody out here.
Oh man, hey, check this out. I ain't tripping on no time, because time is non-existent.
Okay.
They say it's 24 hours in a day, but I exist outside of time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, once you tap in, you realize that time is an illusion, and everything that we see through our eyes is an illusion.
True. Hey man, I love it. I love to hear you speak it, man. I really do. Hey, look here. But we're gonna wrap it up. And like I said, we appreciate you coming on to the show, spreading knowledge. Hope we can get back with you another time soon, and we can do this again, man. Appreciate it, dog.
Hey, Divine Powers, man. I appreciate the opportunity, man. Seriously.
Hey, anytime, King.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, that concludes our interview with new Typa Money. So you can go ahead and follow Divine Powers at Divine Powers on all social medias, and follow me, your girl Theron, at your girl Theron on all social media platforms. Until next time, we'll see you later.
The goal is not to be successful and famous. That's not the goal. The goal is, if you have a specific God-given ability, is to live your life out through that. We have a responsibility to push the conversation forward until we're all equal in this place, because until everyone's free, no one's free, and that's just the fact.
Yeah, ay. In a world full of clones, you gotta be authentic. In the land of the slaves, so many are stuck in it, and that's the land and the mindset. Buried treasures everywhere, but you gotta find it. You might wanna rewind this. They be like, what is he on? They can't define this. They say I'm ahead of my time, but I'm timeless. Just tap music when I tap in, now your mind.